So what Coates versus the United States adds to this analysis is the fact that bias being such an incredibly important thing, you can bring in extrinsic evidence of a witness's bias. So in the Coates case, what we're looking to bring in is evidence that someone that the jailhouse snitch falsely implicated in another case turned out to be innocent and therefore wrongly convicted on the basis of this jailhouse snitch's testimony. So this snitch has been offering testimony in exchange for lenient treatment, dismissal of charges, et cetera, et cetera. And so what the defendant quite smartly wanted to offer is that the information this person has been offering is clearly been false in the past. That not only are there motives for this person to lie, but that he has actually lied and wrongfully sent other people to prison, making the odds much higher that he's doing so in this case. And in this case, the only evidence against the defendant did come from this same jailhouse snitch. To some extent, I offer you this case because it is so incredibly appalling that anyone would go to trial and try to have someone convicted solely based on the testimony of a snitch who the prosecution knew had previously lied and previously put someone falsely in prison. And they go to trial with that same snitch, again, knowing that there is no other evidence against this defendant. The trial judge, remarkably, did not allow the defense to present evidence of the innocence of a person, someone else that the snitch had ratted out, had testified against falsely. And the appellate court says this absolutely is central to what bias is about. That this particular person not only has a motive to lie, but has done so in the past. This is the type of human being we're talking about. This is someone who's willing to lie, willing to put other people in jail to get a better deal, and has done so. And as the court says, not only is this a problem with this witness, this goes to show the corruption of the system itself. And so this case is a wonderful case, stands for a fairly basic proposition that you are not limited to questioning the witness about possible biases. You can actually bring in extrinsic evidence, other things, other witnesses, other documents that show the bias of a witness. And in this case, it truly was an appalling miscarriage of justice. Not only that the case went forward, but that the trial court thought somehow it wasn't relevant that this witness had previously lied and put people in jail to try to get a better deal, and that the prosecution had gone along with it. And so this is about not just bias, and it is. It's about it shows the bias of the witness, the willingness of this witness to trade leniency for lies. But it also shows the fundamental breakdown of the system, with the prosecution having this knowledge and being willing to go forward. And that's something that the jury should have been told, that the prosecution was in fact willing to go forward with nothing more than this witness, whom it had to have known this information about in the past. So hopefully you won't see cases like this again. Hopefully no one will, but I wish that were the case. The broader principle of evidence, though, is that extrinsic evidence, that you aren't limited to just asking the witness, don't you have a motive here? You are allowed to bring in other witnesses. You're allowed to bring in this case, proof that the man he testified and put in jail with his testimony was actually innocent. You can bring in that kind of proof that shows, things that go to this witness's bias. You're not limited to the question as you are in character evidence cases or character evidence presentations, that where the cross-examination is limited to asking about extrinsic facts. Here Here, you actually get to bring in those extrinsic things that show the witness's bias.